Fuck our families, we gotta feed them though. Brown your shrimp, cut up your sausage. Put the sausage in, I like mine crispy as fuck. Brown your peppers, cut up your cabbage. Wash that shit though, don't be a nasty bitch. Put some chicken broth with a lot of seasonings. Once that's cooked down, add your meat back. Serve over rice with cornbread.
Here's my favorite healthy chicken taco salad recipe. Starting with the ground chicken with taco seasoning, adding tomatoes, cilantro, onions, avocado, shredded cheese. Then for a dressing, I mix non-fat Greek yogurt, salsa, and hot sauce. Trust me, it's amazing.
These are the chilaquiles that I made today for dinner because we were craving breakfast. So here's how I made them. I literally chopped up into little squares I think it was 12 tortillas. Then I'm going to throw in some oil. Then you're going to actually put your tortillas to fry up. You just try to spread them out so that they can fry up evenly. For your salsa, you're going to need 7 tomatillos. No, 6. 7. 7 tomatillos. A fourth of an onion. Cilantro. 3 jalapenos. Depending on how spicy you want it. You can add serranos, girl. No, nobody's judging. I'm just kidding. Okay, so then you're going to add some water, some cumin, salt, and that's it to taste. So then you're just going to throw in the salsa because I didn't have time to boil it. I was actually starving. Then I'm going to add my eggs on top because I love to eat it like this. It all cooks together and that's how it looks. It looks actually delicious. The eggs do cook thoroughly because I don't like the yolk. Then I actually added some crema and some queso cotija.
I love making the spaghetti squash chicken parmesan because it's easy to make and it's a delicious but healthier approach to chicken parm. Cut a spaghetti squash in half, remove the seeds, put them on a baking sheet with a little bit of olive oil and sprinkle on some salt and pepper. Flip them over and use a fork to poke some holes in the skin. Then get 2 boneless skinless chicken breasts, pound them out till they're about 1 inch thick and then dip them in whisked egg and coat them in Italian seasoned breadcrumbs. Bake them on a cooling rack on the middle rack of the oven and put the squash on the rack right above it. You're going to bake everything at 400 degrees, taking out the squash after 40 minutes and the chicken after 50 minutes. When you take out the squash and are waiting for the chicken to finish, use a fork to scrape out the spaghetti squash. Add your preferred amount of tomato sauce and some grated parm if you'd like. Mix it all together and then take the chicken out of the oven and slice it up. Put the squash back on the baking sheet, add your chicken, some extra sauce, and top it off with some shredded Italian cheese. Then broil on low until the cheese is melted. When it's done, top everything off with some fresh basil and chili pepper flakes if you'd like, and enjoy.
So I decided to make the pasta, the Gigi Hadid one everyone's been talking about on TikTok. You're going to add some olive oil to a pan and put some onion in that, let that simmer. Then you're going to add in some garlic, let that simmer. A tablespoon of tomato paste, mix that up. You want to keep mixing. Half a cup of heavy cream. Keep mixing it up until it looks like that. Some salt, black pepper, smoked paprika, chili flakes, a little more chili flakes, garlic powder, then a tablespoon of butter, Parmesan cheese, mix it up with some pasta water, and it looks like that. Final product.
Okay, did you know you can turn this into these? Here's how to do it. First, drain your tofu and put it in a blender. Embrace the jiggle. Add a little vinegar and blend that up. It'll look like this. Then in a bowl, put flour, some salt, and baking powder, and then the tofu mixture. Mix that up until it's a rough dough. And then knead it for a few minutes until it's nice and smooth, and then cut it up into little pieces and roll those out. Now, I'm a garlic knot amateur, so I had to Google how to make these. They're pretty bad, but bear with me. I put them on a parchment-lined baking sheet and put some egg wash on them, but if you're vegan, you can use Earth Balance. And then I used garlic, Earth Balance, and parsley in my tiny saucepan to make a garlic butter spread for the top. And that's it. These are also amazing for pizza dough, and I'll put the full recipe on my Instagram.
Just gorgeous.
Holy shit, this pesto is so good. Ingredients.
My grandmother asked me to make this red pesto because it's unique, just like you are. Made with basil, peeled almonds, pecorino cheese, garlic cloves, and sun-dried tomatoes. Finish it off with olive oil and blend. I use extra large fusilli and added the pesto. Use fresh ricotta cheese to release your inner Italian. And pasta water for the magic.
I'm gonna show you my favorite lunch in the summertime. It always starts with good sourdough bread, put it in the toaster, and take a cucumber, wash it, and slice it really thin. And then we're gonna do the same thing with some Gouda cheese. Mayo goes on each piece of toast, a little fresh cracked black pepper, a little pink Himalayan sea salt, cheese, cucumber, and a few thin slices of chicken or turkey. Sandwich it together, slice it in half, and you have the most refreshing and delicious summertime sandwich. My mom used to always make this for me when I was little, and I think that's why I also love it so much, but you have to try it.
Simera, we are going to make the most requested video in my comment section. Pasticho.
Okay guys, so I finally put this video together after filming this recipe about a month ago. I feel like editing for me takes way longer than the actual cooking process sometimes, so I'm not going to go into crazy details since I did put the measurements as text on the video, but if you have any further questions, definitely leave me a comment below and I will respond. For the meat sauce, it's super important you let your meat slowly cook to absorb all the seasonings you added, and you also may want to add water as needed so your meat doesn't dry up or stick to the pan. For the bechamel sauce, I like to make mine from scratch. I know you can buy boxed bechamel, but I've never tried it, so if you definitely have, let me know if it tastes the same or if it's worth it because I may give it a shot. So to finish up this recipe, we're going to add gravillette cheese, eggs, pour it over the meat, bake it in the oven, and voila, pasticho. Enjoy.
Just gorgeous.
It's lasagna day. Let's make it. Ingredients.
There are 2 secrets to the perfect classic lasagna. The first, a fresh ragu meat sauce. This will be your base and the filler. The second secret, freshly made lasagna sheets. This makes it fluffy and delightful, just like you are. We have 3 layers of pasta, meat sauce, mozzarella, parmigiano, and bechamel sauce. And that's it. In the oven at 390 for 40 minutes. Finally, lean towards it lovingly and say,
this is not just your ordinary pizza. This is a pasta pizza. All right, check it out. I went to the market and got this really fresh semolina Italian bread. I hollow it out and fill it with this really saucy penne pasta. Then I just cover that with traditional pizza stuff. I do a pizza sauce and mozzarella cheese. Do a little fresh basil, olive oil, Parmesan cheese. I bake this for about 15 minutes.
I'm the type of person that always goes to bed thinking about breakfast. So last night I decided to make my chickpea flatbread recipe. Super easy, just 1 ingredient. You guys, you have to try it, seriously. It tastes nothing like chickpeas after it's done, and it's good for savory or sweets. It's super healthy alternative for breakfast or snacks. I really like mine with avocado. What about you?
Alright y'all, you have officially made it to pulled pork TikTok. Let me show you how easy it is to make one of these. Alright, so you're going to want to start off with a pork butt or pork shoulder. Mine's 4 pounds. I cube it up into smaller chunks and trim off all that fat. And then I throw it in the crock pot with some super simple seasonings, a couple bay leaves, an onion, and some beef broth. If you don't have beef broth, use chicken broth, vegetable broth, even water. Put it on low for 8 hours. It's going to come out looking like this. This took no effort and it is so delicious.
Are you the type of person that likes to meal prep all natural chicken? Let me show you your new favorite recipe. Because you're going to love this. We start by butterflying our chicken breast. Like so. I promise you this is going to be your new favorite way to meal prep your chicken. We put a good coating of Danos, being low sodium and all natural. Take you a preheated pan and add you a little bit of olive oil. Not too much, just a little bit. Just like so. Now it's time to season the other side. A little bit of Danos. Flip your chicken after just a couple minutes. Got a nice sear. Now it's magic time. Real lemon juice. We're going to put about a cup in. And cover. Add a little bit of balsamic. The magic is in the sauce. 165. The sauce over the chicken and rice is where it's at. Yes, sir.
This is one of my favorite pasta dishes. Squid ink linguine pasta with clams, calamari, shrimp in a creamy lobster sauce. Look how creamy that is, guys. Have you guys ever tried squid ink pasta? Let me know in the comments.
You're gonna love this spicy broccolini. First, slice the stems of the broccolini, 1 pound. Then finally dice a quarter onion. I'm going to sliver 2 garlic cloves and mince 1 teaspoon ginger. 1 tablespoon each of oil and sesame oil. Then begin sauteing. You want to get a little color on that before you add your broccolini. Toss, toss, toss. Then you want to add your 2 teaspoons sugar, 2 tablespoons soy sauce, 1 teaspoon of rice vinegar. From Trader Joe's, 2 teaspoons of chili oil crunch, and 1 tablespoon of salt. So good, enjoy.
Who doesn't love lemon cookies? Ingredients.
This lemon and olive oil biscotti are a gift from heaven, just like you are. Mix lemon juice with an egg and sugar, then zest of lemons and oranges, and finally olive oil. In another bowl, sift in flour and yeast, then add a pinch of salt. Combine into a volcano of Italian love. Make your biscotti shapes and bake for 10 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. With a soft sigh, sprinkle powdered sugar and say,
Just gorgeous.
You're gonna rinse and dry them really well. Pick out any loose skin. Add some olive oil, cumin, garlic powder, paprika, and some salt. And give it a little massage. And in they go. These took 11 minutes at 180 Celsius.